Hey guys, this is Heather from Jumping Spiders USA. Our video this evening is going to be about telling if your spider, if it is female, and more importantly, is she gravid? That means full of eggs slash aka pregnant. Is your spider pregnant? I get that question a lot over in our group. You should check that out as well at www.facebook.com/groups/jumping spiders USA. And before we get started, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe, then click the bell so you get updates for all upcoming content, and then share and comment. Tell us how you're doing. Tell us how your spiders are doing. So the last video I made was about differentiating jumping spider sex, male from female. So just to recap, this is a female, and you can tell because she's got that large abdomen. She's got this straight, fluffy, bottle brush looking pedipalps in front, and this spider is a regal, and if you see anything but black and white on a regal, you know, like cinnamon or orange or cream or anything brown like that, you know that that is a female. So just to familiarize yourself, you should probably go back and watch that video on differentiating males from females, just to, make sure you've got that info down pat and know, what you're dealing with. Because if you've got a female, knowing that and whether or not she is mature, that is super important. So this particular spider, we can surmise that she is most likely gravid, aka full of eggs, aka pregnant, by the size of her abdomen. That is quite large. I mean, it could mean that she's just being overfed, but if you're feeding an adult female, like every 5 to 7-ish days, and she's still looking like that, she is most likely gravid. So what we're looking at in this photo is an epigynum, and that represents maturity in a female spider. That epigynum shows up after she has done her final molt, usually around 9-ish months old, and that means that she is mature, she is sexually mature, and it means that she can mate and lay eggs. Now, an interesting thing about jumping spiders is whether or not they have mated, they are likely still going to lay eggs at some point, and we'll talk about that more upcoming in the video. But right here, what you're looking at for the epigynum, it's like a little tiny divot in between the book lungs. It looks like a little teeny tiny puckered in kind of hole, maybe a little bitty teeny tiny belly button. And in a darker spider, it can be kind of hard to see, but you'll have to get real up close and personal with her to see it. But so here is another epigynum, and this is a lighter colored spider. This was one of my own personal spiders. She was Aphytopus odiosus, aka canopy jumper, and her epigynum is a bit easier to see since she's a lighter colored spider, and it looks like that little teeny tiny black donut right there. And again, that means that she's mature. It means that she can mate. And if you have a wild caught jumper and she has one of these and she has not molted since you've gotten her, then you can be sure that she is going to lay fertile eggs, that she is going to gift you with babies. So this is another example from someone in the Facebook group that she caught this gravid wild caught spider. And again, you can tell that this one is likely gravid because she's got that really huge abdomen. And that usually means, well, almost always, especially if you catch them wild and they look like this, that they are full of eggs. And if they're wild caught and they look like this, and you can see the epigynum on the bottom, like I said a minute ago, the eggs, you can pretty much bet that the eggs are fertile, and she will likely lay several egg sacs. Like the average that I've found myself, the average is at least like 3 egg sacs. She'll lay them sequentially, she'll lay one and, stay in there with them, and then they'll hatch, and then she'll go and lay another one and then another one. I've heard some people report up to 6 of them. So this is another example of a little cutie girl. She is another wild caught gravid spider. So let's recap. So if you have a spider, say she's wild caught, or if she is from a breeder that you are not sure how reputable they are, because sometimes a breeder will go out and catch wild caught spiders, and they may or may not tell you that, and she may already come, full of sperm. That's another thing, that female jumping spiders can store sperm for a lifetime. So they only need to mate one time, and then they store enough sperm that they can keep laying egg sacs for the rest of their life. So they're probably going to lay between 3 and 6 egg sacs, and it's really important to know what you're dealing with, if you find a wild caught spider. So to recap, if she's wild caught and it's female and she's got the epigynum, which means that she is mature, it is very likely, almost like 100% likely, that she is going to lay fertile eggs and you're going to have babies. If you have a spider, say that, you've had her since she was a juvenile or subadult, and she has completed her final molt into maturity since you've had her, and she has not mated, you have not paired her with a male since she has molted to maturity, then if she lays eggs, they are infertile. So if you paired her with a male after maturity, then they're fertile. If she's wild caught and mature, and you caught her after she was mature, then the eggs are fertile. So here we've got a jumper, and she is laying on her eggs. They are usually like a yellowish, a whitish, creamy sort of color. And sometimes the egg sac is so thick that you can't really see them that well. But if you shine a light in there, you'll see a circular, like a really dense circular spot in there. And some people will try to say that, the color of the eggs will tell you whether they're fertile or not. But I find that is not really a good indicator. Fertile eggs can, be like clear, they can be white, they can be yellow. But infertile eggs are often more runny, like they'll slide down out of the egg sac, and then fertile ones all stay clumped together in there. So let's say you caught a wild caught spider and she looks like this, and you ascertain that she is mature, and so that means she's going to lay some eggs and they're going to be fertile. What do you do? I will make a more complete video about that because that encompasses a lot of things, but just know that it's going to take about 45 to 50-ish days or so from the time she lays them until any spiders come out. For most of that time, she is going to sit in there with her eggs. She may hardly come out at all. She may come out, you'll definitely want to keep misting her enclosure with water. She'll probably come out to drink, but she may or she may not eat, and that is totally normal. Like, if that you've got a gravid spider and she's wild caught and or she's native to your area, you can go ahead and let her go if you don't feel like you are able to raise the babies. depending how you feel about it, you could also, like, once she lays the egg sac, you could take the egg sac out and you could put it in the freezer to stop development if you don't feel like you are ready to be a spider grandparent. You could let the babies hatch, and then you could raise them. If they're native to your area, you could raise some, you could let some go, or you can let all of them go, or you can let mom go after she's laid an egg sac and gifted you with some babies, and maybe you want to keep some of the babies, maybe you want to let some of the babies go and then let mom go after, and then all her subsequent egg sacs, she can lay them out in the wild. And so you have several options here. So just to recap everything that we've said. So if you have a female spider and she's got an epigyne and she looks like any of the spiders pictured here in this video, then she is gravid, pregnant, full of eggs. So if you have had her since she was a juvenile, subadult, and she was with you during her final molt into maturity, she has not molted again, and she has eggs, then, and you have not paired her with a male since that final molt, then her eggs are infertile. You can leave her with them, you can take them out, it's totally up to you. If she has molted into her final mature molt and you paired her with a male, then they are fertile. Now, if she is wild caught and she looks like this and she's got an epigyne and you caught her looking like this, looking big and gravid, or even if she doesn't look big and gravid, but she had an epigyne when you caught her, then you can bet your sweet tushy that those eggs are also fertile. So now that you know whether your spider is gravid and whether or not you're going to have babies, be sure to join the Facebook group. We've got a really great care guide in there, and make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you get alerts for upcoming content, because I will be making more videos that tell you what to do once you've got the babies.